Just in, Her Royal Highness Princess Leonor arrives in Denmark for a historic royal moment. Everyone expected a routine royal arrival. A formal descent from the aircraft. Flags. Protocol. Handshakes. Another carefully photographed moment in a long diplomatic calendar. That was the assumption across Europe. But what unfolded in Denmark today was not routine, not distant, and not merely ceremonial, because this arrival was not about where Princess Leonor landed. It was about what she brought with her. And that is why this moment now feels historic in ways no press release prepared us for. From the moment her plane touched Danish soil, something shifted. The reception was warm, but unusually attentive. Cameras lingered longer than protocol demands. Officials smiled without calculation, and Leonor herself, normally precise, measured, diplomatic, looked quietly moved. Not overwhelmed, not uncertain, moved, which immediately sparked the first question echoes across Spain and Denmark alike. Why does this visit feel personal? Princess Leonor's relationship with international royal duties has evolved rapidly over the last 2 years. In 2025, she is no longer introduced as learning her role. She is living it. Each appearance is no longer symbolic, it is strategic. Every destination matters. Denmark, especially. Historically, Spain and Denmark share mutual respect, but rarely emotional spotlight. This visit elevated that relationship instantly. Because Denmark represents something deeper than diplomacy to Leonor. It represents legacy continuity, modern monarchy, and quiet strength. And more importantly, it represents choice. As Leonor stepped forward, greeted by Denmark's royal household, observers noticed her body language shift. This was not a guest entering unfamiliar ground. This was a young future queen stepping into a space she understood. Eyes steady, posture relaxed, presence assured. This wasn't practiced confidence, it was earned confidence, which leads to the next curiosity that captured audiences live. What preparation led to this version of Leonor? Behind this arrival lies months, possibly years, of preparation not just in protocol, but in perspective. Leonor has been taught to observe monarchies not only as institutions, but as emotional systems. Denmark's royal family is known for authenticity, for balancing tradition with accessibility, for embracing public warmth without weakening authority. That model matters, because Spain, as a monarchy in modern Europe, stands at a delicate intersection. Every move Leonor makes signals the direction Spain may head in the decades to come. And today, she looked like a figure absorbing lessons, not requesting approval. There were subtle but telling moments. As greetings were exchanged, Leonor leaned in just slightly, breaking the rigid distance expected of her rank. A small gesture, unnoticed by many, but deeply felt by royal observers. It suggested comfort, trust, familiarity, and suddenly the air shifted again. Because familiarity inside royal circles is never accidental. So the next question emerged naturally. Has this relationship between Spain and Denmark been evolving quietly behind closed doors? Sources indicate this visit was not planned hastily. It was delayed once, refined twice, and protected from leaks almost completely, an increasingly rare phenomenon in modern royal operations. Why the secrecy? Because expectations change outcomes, and this moment needed space to unfold authentically. Princess Leonor arrived not as a headline, but became one organically. Emotionally, this arrival holds weight for Leonor herself. The Danish monarchy represents a unique contrast to her own journey. While Spain's crown carries historical tension and intense public scrutiny, Denmark's royal narrative has cultivated calm continuity. To witness that balance firsthand, especially at this stage in her life, matters profoundly. And it showed. Observers noted Leonor listening more than speaking, watching more than presenting, absorbing details beyond ceremonial obligations. These are the actions of someone thinking long-term. Which leads to another layered question. What kind of queen is Leonor preparing herself to become? Her interactions today sent a clear message. She is not interested in dominance. She is not seeking spectacle. She is building alignment. Alignment between tradition and humanity. Duty and emotion. Spain's history and its future. Denmark offered the stage, but Leonor delivered the intent. Family dynamics also add emotional gravity to this visit. King Felipe understands the symbolic importance of Denmark in European royal culture. Queen Letizia understands the emotional complexity of entering spaces where personal growth intersects with public duty. This visit reflects trust. The royal family allowed Leonor to step into this moment largely on her own terms. That decision alone signals confidence and transition. As the day progressed, conversations extended beyond official schedules. Unplanned pauses, quiet exchanges off-camera, moments where Leonor appeared entirely present, not performing. Those moments are where history actually forms. Not in speeches, but in connection. Public response mirrored that intimacy. Spanish audiences reacted not with suspicion, but with pride. Danish observers responded not with curiosity, but respect. That rare dual response suggests something deeply effective occurred today. Princess Leonor did not simply arrive in Denmark. She arrived as herself. And here's the most important truth emerging from this historic moment. This visit was not about what was announced. It was about what was felt. Because generations from now, when this phase of Leonor's journey is revisited, today will mark a turning point, the day Europe began to see her not as a successor, but as a peer. A royal figure forming identity through sincerity, not force. The question now isn't what comes next on the itinerary. It's this. If this is how Princess Leonor moves when the world is watching, what transformation is she preparing for when it's not? Because Denmark didn't just welcome a Spanish princess today. It witnessed the calm arrival of a future queen stepping fully into her moment. And what followed after that arrival only deepened the feeling that this was no ordinary royal visit. In the hours after Princess Leonor stepped onto Danish ground, the atmosphere around her quietly changed. The initial formality softened. Conversations lengthened. Protocol loosened just enough to allow something rare in royal life, genuine human connection. Leonor was seen engaging not just with senior royals, but with advisors, cultural leaders, and younger members of the royal circle. She asked questions that went beyond ceremony. Questions about responsibility, about balance, about how a modern monarch protects tradition without losing touch with real people. That detail matters. Because future queens are not shaped by applause. They are shaped by listening. And Denmark offered her a living example of endurance without rigidity. As the evening approached, the symbolism became even clearer. Leonor attended a private reception that was deliberately kept small. No grand spectacle, no overwhelming press presence. Just conversation, reflection, and quiet observation. For a young woman raised under intense public scrutiny, this space was powerful. It allowed Leonor to be thoughtful instead of guarded. Those close enough to witness the moment described her as calm, focused, and deeply attentive. Not dazzled by status, not distracted by expectation, but grounded. That grounded presence is what resonates now across Spain. Because Spain is watching carefully. Not for perfection, but for authenticity. And what Spain saw today was a princess who understands that leadership begins long before the crown is placed. This visit to Denmark may end on paper within days. But emotionally, its impact will last far longer. It marked a moment of alignment, between past and future, between royal duty and personal growth, between who Leonor has been and who she is clearly becoming. And when history looks back, it won't record this as simply an arrival. It will remember it as the moment Princess Leonor stepped forward, quietly, confidently, and unmistakably, into her destiny.